Hello everyone. Are you guys also using n8n for automation of workflows, for automation of business for your clients? But you must be facing few issues like how to test these many workflows. If there is a way to assign these workflows to different clients, if you can manage the endpoints and their test payloads, notes and tags. What about the audit? What about the security? Because there are a lot of credentials we are creating with a lot of workflows and managing a lot of information with that UI, it could be difficult in sticky notes. So I came across this one tool called as Controlflow, which solves all this problem. So we'll go through the setup and also its features. You can visit to controlflow.bizbytech.in and check out this software. Let's talk about the features. They are providing way to bring all the workflows on the UI. We can publish and publish it. It's a mobile friendly, so we can even open it during our client meeting at the client side and do the operations. We can tag each workflow to clients. We can even calculate the cost there. The good thing is they are saving all our information in my database. So if I link my n8n instance on this UI on this tool, they will save this information in my database. So I have to come up with either MySQL or Postgres. I provide these details during onboarding, and if they are importing my workflows, my data tables, my executions list, but still all this information, even payloads, will get saved in my database. So it's completely secure because my data reside on my server. Real-time data synchronization, inline data capabilities, test payloads. This feature I really like most because what happens when I create a workflow for a client and there are two to three scenarios, and then when we go deeper into the requirement, there are more scenarios to test it to make it production ready. Security and audit. So there are two type of users in n8n. One is admin who own it, another is users to whom we invite. If I create my account on this tool with admin UI, or sorry, admin user, then I can run audit feature. This will help me to give insight on credentials that I'm not using in any workflows. If there is any node which is on risk, it will also provide me recommended action to reduce that risk. So I think this should be very important feature, and you must run audit on your n8n instance to avoid any data leak or the hack issue. Analytics and execution, we can see the latest executions done on our on our n8n instance, which workflows executed, analysis, so based on workflows, which workflows giving average time higher, number of executions, notes and tags. I think as the name suggests, we can add notes directly. Okay, this workflow I need to improve this. So if I have test cases there itself, I can run directly and I figure out, okay, out of five work test cases, four are failing or one are failing. I can even write the notes there, and then developer can fix this. So as a manager, also it will be very helpful. So let's register and do the setup. So click on register. You can enter all your details. You can select the n8n version. I am using right now 2.11, which is already higher than 1.6, and you must all have also upgraded to 2.x version. You can select this, enter the captcha and create my account. Once you click on create my account, you will get a mail which is having pin to login. Just copy that pin and then click on login. Now to use this tool, there are a few steps. One is to register via admin or normal based on you, get the pin from the mail and start the onboarding process. So we are done with step 2. Now after this, we will do the onboarding, for which we need one database. It could be MySQL or Postgres. So get your online database. and then we'll follow their steps. Okay, I have logged in, and now it is saying start onboarding. Step 1 is to set up the database. Postgres or MySQL, I'll go with MySQL. I have one server already, and I've created one database. I remember their username and password as well. So let me go to my database. I'll go to the SQL. If you don't have any, you can go to website freesqldatabase.com and get your database. Copy the SQL, paste it, run it, and you will be able to see the tables got created. So here the tables got created. Now I'll mark it as I have successfully created the schema in my database. Let's proceed to the next step. Next step is create one n8n workflow. So in my n8n, I'll create one workflow. This workflow will help to connect Controlflow with my n8n instance and database that we created right now. Important thing to note here, this particular workflow use webhook and basic authentications. So you can create one credential with basic authentication. Let's do it now. I'll copy the JSON, I'll paste it, I'll rename it like Controlflow to MySQL DB connector. You can give anything based on your preference. Click on first node. So as per the instruction, they told to create one basic authentication. You can click here. Uh, Sorry. Yes. So here you can click on create new credential, enter the username password, and save it. I have already created one, so I'm using it. Now remember this. We need to use this production URL. If you want to change the name, you can change. I'll give a new name. I'll copy this also. So what we did in first node, we added one basic authentication. We changed the URL as per our preference. In second node, we need to create one credential for the database that we created. So we created tables in this database, right? Get the credentials like host, port, username, and password, and create one credential for MySQL. Or if you're using Postgres, go for it. No need to change anything other in the node settings, and that's it. I think in last node we don't need to do anything. Once done, just publish it. So let's go to control flow. So we have set up basic auth, yes. Second node, create user credentials, yes, that is done. Test the workflow. Okay, I have published it already. I can even test it by running this SQL. Right now I'll mark it as I have created and published. Let's go to the next step. New webhook URL that you created in step 2. Yes, I already copied it. So you can go back and copy and mention it here. This was URL, right? So you can mention the same URL. Since I created already one workflow, so I'll mention this one. I need key, so I'll create one key for me. Not an API. Create a key. Control flow key. I copied it, pasted webhook basic. Okay, I added one test user and password, right? Um, for testing and demo purpose. Test connection. Let's test it. Okay, it is saying. Let's see how it is tested. Oh, was it trying to hit my workflow? Let's check. Yes, yes, it has hit right now my workflow. Great, great then. I will save the settings. Wow, I'm done. So easy. Since our onboarding step is done, now let's sync all our workflows. I have three workflows here. So I'll go to workflows. I'll click on sync from n8n and let's see what happened. It is also providing the last sync time. So even if you have thousands of workflows, it will keep on syncing and making a checkpoint. So it will not get break. And meanwhile this gets synced, let's say it is showing the workflows, it is showing client name here. So we'll go to the client tab, we'll create a client, and we can even assign that client to workflows. Okay, it's saying it's completed. Now we can see all three workflows here. I created one workflow for a dental clinic. The doctor was there. He wants automated voice based meeting booking for its patient. So what I did, I created one client using this add client button, added all the details, added the notes, and now moving to the workflow, I click on it, edit. I can change the name, I can assign the client, what kind of trigger type it has. I can even copy paste, and this is mandatory. After syncing your workflows, copy their endpoint URL and paste it here so that you will be able to run the test cases directly from here. This is the n8n workflows which already got fetched automatically by the system. So you can readily open the n8n UI also from here. They are providing way to delete the workflow, unpublish it, run test cases, open n8n from here. We have two tabs, tests and notes. So we can even create multiple test cases using this add payload on negative scenario. Let's say I want to test one negative scenario for this workflow. I can just click on it, add, and then run, and I can change the payload. If you have any authentication, you can select basic or JWT based. In future they are going to add more different kind of test cases that we can run, like schedule based test cases, at what time the workflows are scheduled and all such information. Notes, so we can mention notes like, okay, I need to modify the response quality based on client feedback, and then our developer can directly work on it. Moving to other screens like cost calculator, I like this one as well. What happens at client side, I go. Sometimes I have to explain that since we have automated two of the business for you, and this is the costing. And at my business side, I need to figure out, okay, what is the cost to run this workflow, and what are the taxes I am paying on it, what profit I will get. So what I can do, I can add the components inside this workflow which are chargeable. I have, so for this voice agent, if we take an example, I'm paying to 11 labs. So per usage or per day fixed, based on it I can mention the cost. I have a calendar API for booking meetings. So I can mention, let's say it is also charging $1. How many daily execution I'm assuming? Let's say client may be having 10 patients per day at least who are using online voice agent to book. I want 20% profit margin. I have to pay 10% tax rate, and I'll get the total invoice. I can save this cost model, and this will help me to see client wise or workflow wise my revenue and other details. So each workflow helping me to earn how much money, how many estimated executions are there. Okay. This insight is really helpful from business point of view when you are running your AI automation agency and using n8n. Now we need to explore about the audit instance. So let's log in with my admin. We'll go to the audit tab directly. Initialize the audit. Because I am logged in with admin, I can see the workflows of all the users. Okay, it is assigning D rating for me. Oh, not good, not happy. Six issues, okay. Three affected risk categories and action required. Great. It is saying me that there are credentials not using any workflows and recommended actions to delete this if you are no longer needed them. Credentials not using any active workflows. I think there are duplicates and I can even delete them. Credentials not used or recently executed workflows. So it is giving quite depth analysis. Database risk report. Okay. So if I'm using any database and I am not using any parameters, it is recommending me the actions. Nodes which are at risk, because we are upgrading our n8n instance frequently, and if there are such nodes which we are using might need reinstallation, so it is telling me those. Also, which is related to community nodes, if you are using any Instagram, Facebook, or any third party nodes, and because your n8n instance getting upgraded and these are not getting more supported anymore, you can just delete them or reinstall them.